Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 1st. This week, you have this card that says, a close friend acts on your behalf. You have this Earth card that says, utilize logic, reason, and common sense. So there you go. It could be a good time to be very logical and to think about logic at this time. Again, it seems to be a good week for friends. You have this card that says a close friend acts on your behalf, and then you have the Three of Cups, which is an amazing card for friendship, community, people who are close to you, Scorpio. So if you're doing anything with people who matter to you or who are important to you, there could be a lot of success that comes in from those people, or they could really be helping you. I always say that Three of Cups is a card of like concentrated connections. It's a card of those connections with people that are like super close to you. And sorry, this whole deck is is upside down. So let's try this again. But again, it's a card of those like concentrated connections, those people who really support you and who want to lift you up. So I like to see that. In your first row, you have the Three of Cups, the Hangman, and the Seven of Wands. I kind of get a weird message here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Scorpio. Like, I feel like there's something that you should not be stuck to, or something. It's like Hangman is, none of these cards are bad, right? But Hangman can be a little bit stuck. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and he's doing this to gain enlightenment. And the Seven of Wands can be a card of conviction, kind of like sticking to your guns or your belief system or your beliefs. And so, I don't know. There's something about this here, Scorpio, where it's kind of like, but I feel like it's like encouraging you to be flexible or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out more as we go along. I also think, by the way, just random side note, I think it would be a great week for dating is also popping into my head. So Three of Cups can be like socializing. And if you're looking for love, it might be a good time for you to like date or, meet people. You have the Hangman. Again, Hangman is about being in Hangman mode. Hangman isn't necessarily a bad card either. He has to do this sometimes. He has to put himself on pause to gain enlightenment or to learn about things that are going on around him or whatever. His head is glowing here on the card, and so he could be gaining enlightenment. And I do feel like some of you have been on pause for a long time looking for answers. I also feel like saying the results will speak for themselves here, Scorpio. Sometimes I feel Hangman in reverse, it kind of looks like he's dancing. Normally we would, I don't read reversals, I read intuitively, and that's why I'm saying this right now, is normally in the reverse we would say that he is finally moving forward. He's finally kind of making progress. But it kind of looks like he's dancing on the card when he's like this. And so sometimes I feel that the Hangman in reverse can represent like putting on a show. It's almost like he's trying to do something to get noticed, or he's trying to do something to stand out. For whatever reason, I feel like this is, this part of the reading is also saying that your results will speak for themselves. Like there's nothing for you to prove. Maybe having that. I want to see what this card is here. Okay, it's like maybe. That's what it's saying. It's like having that attitude that there's nothing for you to prove would be very beneficial. I don't really have any good examples, but it's like, when I was a copywriter in marketing for a long time, and my price was my price. Like I didn't negotiate price. It's just that simple, and I made a fortune doing that. And I made a fortune as a copywriter because, but that was just how I was, right? Like people would come to me and they would try to negotiate, and I'd be like, no, the price is the price. And they'd be like, you don't negotiate? I'd be like, can I negotiate with you for your products and services? And they would, of course, say no, right? And I would like, yeah, my price is my price, too freaking bad, right? And it's like sometimes I think when you have that attitude, like that is enough. Like my price is my price. The deal is the deal. I think you need to have that deal for yourself this week. And I'm not even, money is just an example. This could be anything. It's almost like giving me that kind of like don't settle type of vibe. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. Seven of Wands is a card that says when you know that something is for you, when you believe it that deeply, then it is for you. So Seven of Wands is a good card for having those like deep held beliefs, like really believing that you in yourself, right? And maybe that's, like I said, you need to act as if you have nothing to prove. That's like the energy you get this week. With the Three of Cups, you have the Five of Wands, conflict and competition, right? So, again, there might be competition in business, and maybe they are competitive on price, but that doesn't mean you should. There will always be people that understand value. So, that's one thing. The other thing is, again, I think if there is any competition, you have that card that says a close friend acts on your behalf. So if you're dealing with competition in life or challenges, this could be a person who kind of like sticks up for you this week. With the Hangman, you have the Hangman, and how he came up in reverse. How crazy is that, Scorpio? Now, again, I don't even know how he got into reverse. I don't read reversals, but it is interesting. So, again, I think for a lot of you, this is saying, like, there's not. It's not even saying don't put on a show. I think it's saying that there's nothing to prove. It's like, really, I think this could be much more simple than I'm making it. I feel like the first row is saying you have nothing to prove this week, and you need to act as if you have nothing to prove, right? And it'll be true. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Four of Swords. A great week for healing. The entire month of September, honestly, is really good for doing any healing work or, resting, relaxing, or recovering that you want to do. Any of that stuff, right, would be very good for you. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Path to Knowledge card. It says, you're journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist in your personal growth. You have this Blessed Ideas card. It says, allow your ideas to come to fruition and they will bring many blessings. Yes. I think that you have the Hermit in the next row, which we'll talk about. The Hermit has the star in his lantern, and I always say he needs to shine that star out all over the place. He needs to let that star shine bright. And, I think that for a lot of you, both of these cards have bright light on them. One has the sun, one has this light bulb. So it's like there's probably something that you need to let shine at this time. You have the Nine of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Nine of Cups is fulfillment or wish fulfillment. Nine of Cups, again, there is a lot of act as if energy here in this reading is what I would say to you, Scorpio. Seven of Wands, even the Nine of Cups is about being the thing that you want to be before you actually are that thing. And so it's like we have to match energy with the Nine of Cups. We have to be the thing we want to be before we can have it with this card. And, and it's really not that difficult. We just have to adopt the habits, the belief systems, all that stuff of what we want. And if we do that, we will get it with the Nine of Cups. So it's really just a card of matching energy. And, that's what I would do here with the Nine of Cups. I do think it would be a good time for you to make a wish. But, it's kind of interesting. The Hermit has the star in his lantern. And, again, the star can be a good card for a wish. Even though it's not the star card, I still think it would be a good time for a wish. Someone asked me, I think it was actually Virgo, that asked me if I call you out like I do them. So I'm going to call you out right now as well, Scorpio, just to make things fair, because Virgo had the question. You have Virgo and Scorpio right here. You've been showing up in their readings. They've been showing up in your readings. So again, if you're interested in a Virgo, this is me calling you out to make it fair to the Virgos out there, just so you know. But I don't know. It's like the two, like for some of you, I feel like there's like something going on where it's like you're spying on Virgo, they're spying on you. No one's doing anything. So there you go. That might only be true for some of you. I don't know why I pulled this card, but Ace of Cups. Sure. Love right there if you want love with Virgo. You have the Six of Swords. That's what I wanted to grab. Six of Swords can be moving on to calmer shores. So I feel for a lot of you, there could just be some general improvements. I feel like I said this to you in your September reading, Scorpio, but I get this feeling of like you needing to kickstart this. As in, it's like, I think it would be a very good, if I were you, this is like the only thing I would focus on this week is finding improvements, literally. I think it's almost like the universe is saying, you're like a lawnmower. You need to pull that lawnmower rope, the starter. And but it's like once you get it started, I think the universe will help you the rest of the way. And I don't know why that's popping into my head as being important, but it is. I think a lot of you, it's like you should, like this week, I would start now. I'm going to publish this video on the 26th of August. So I would do this early. Like, go find an improvement you want to make in your life and make it. I really feel if you do that you will, like, you're going to kickstart something for September. It's almost like just starting it is going to be the thing that gets it going, and the universe will take care of the rest. So I'm getting that message on that card. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, we're in an amazing time for clarity. This month is, the key word for September is truth. There will be a lot of truths that get revealed. It shows up in the astrology. We have the two eclipses that'll be bringing out a lot of truth. Neptune and Saturn retrograding back into Pisces, a lot of truth. So I think we're going to be gaining clarity, all of us, on an individually and as a collective, on all sorts of stuff at this time. So, I don't know. It just is what it is. With the Nine of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot of you, I do feel a financial focus here. A lot of you could be more focused on your finances. I do think it would be a good month for you, Scorpio, to make your finances a focus. And again, like picking, I would find something to improve, and I would implement the improvement and try it and see what happens. It's almost like if you would just kickstart something. Like I said, it's like if you would just kickstart something, the universe will take care of the rest, is kind of the message I'm getting here. And sometimes I think that's true. I also think like things are usually easier to maintain, like as we keep them going. Right? It's like a diet. I've been dieting, and it's like I'm not even having any cheat days, because I know if I have a cheat day that it's just gonna ruin everything, right? So it's like kind of like that. There's something about maintenance here. It's like you need to maintain something. And I'm not saying it's a diet. I'm just using that as an example. It could be anything. Like it would be better for you to just maintain it and not fall off, right? With the Six of Swords, you have the World. Yeah, definitely could be some improvements, for sure. The World is an accomplishment or an achievement. But with the Six of Swords, this could be some pretty big improvements coming in for you, Scorpio. You show up in the top right corner here as well. So, again, you're showing up in a strong position. Here you go. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Yep. This right here is about focusing on the truth. It's about committing to the truth as well. Really, maybe the word that we should be using is authenticity. It's like more, it's not so much like truth, that we are in a time of truth, but I think again, I think the real word that we should be focusing on is about being authentic to you. Your truth obviously might not be someone else's, but that doesn't matter. Again, it's like you have to be authentic to yourself. The people who do that right now are, going to be very happy that they did. So there you go. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have 3 cards here. You have this mystery card. I think we are in a time where you should be looking into mysteries. Like, I think it would be amazing, Scorpio, for you to like research mysteries, learn from different mysteries and things like that, right? You have this support card and this patience card. Support, again. So, again, you are clearly very supported at this time. I would be using that support. Don't be afraid to ask for help and things like that. You have the Hermit, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Hermit definitely could be a Virgo for those of you that want it. Again, you've been getting a lot of these like Virgo energies in your readings for a long time. So, it wouldn't really surprise me if like you had a Virgo coming in for you, if there was a Virgo coming in for you here. The other thing is like, the Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul, and now he's standing at the top of this mountain and he's shining his inner light. But it's kind of like time for him to come down from the mountain. Now, one thing I will say is we have the South Node in Virgo. We have the North Node in Pisces right now. Really, astrologically, that setup right there, people who are born with the South Node in Virgo, North Node in Pisces, for example, usually in their past life, they escaped to the top of the mountain. They, something hurt them in the real world, and they escaped. They kind of like shut out the world, thinking, they basically got hurt so much in life that they are punishing the world by not sharing their gifts, right? That is kind of like the karma of South Node and Virgo, North Node and Pisces. It's not true for all of them, but, that can be a common past life story for them, right? And so I think it's no mistake that we are all being asked right now with the South Node in Virgo, North Node in Pisces, to come down from the mountain and share something inspirational with the world, or to share our light with the world. That's what we're all being asked to do. So, I think it would be a good time for you to do that here, Scorpio. You have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, again, improvements. The thing about the Ten of Wands is, like, personally, I like the Ten of Wands. He's about to reach his home in the background of the card. He is about to put down his heavy burdens here, and he is about to get a result, right? But, and he's about to close out a difficult cycle with the Ten of Wands, but he kind of like has to do it. He kind of has to like, put down those burdens, right? So I feel for a lot of you, there could be things that have been holding you back, or there are things that have held you back that you need to release at this time. And that's really all I'm getting on the Ten of Wands, is I feel like there are things that you need to let go of or release. And with the Ten of Wands, and it could be anything. But usually the Ten of Wands are things that are slowing you down. Like I would be, with the whole improvements message, I would be looking for any anchors, things that are really kind of like keeping you stuck in a position. And those are the things that I would be looking to release with the Ten of Wands. The other thing with the Ten of Wands is sometimes we just need to simplify. He has all these wands in front of his face here on this card. So it's like he can't see the forest through the trees. He's creating a problem for himself. He could just put some of those burdens down. He would see things much clearer. So it's like it's like, are you holding on to burdens you don't need to hold on to? I don't know. Only you can answer that question. So that's what I would be thinking about there. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady progress towards a goal. I kind of feel like you are making a lot of progress right now, Scorpio. There's something about that King of Pentacles. Like, normally the King of Pentacles isn't very exciting to me, just an average card. But I feel something going on with him in your reading. Like, you are maybe more motivated to improve your finances, or something is happening to motivate you more, which obviously would be a good thing, right? And I also would say that, he needs to plant seeds in this field behind him here, and when he plants seeds, they will grow. And that's what I feel like you need to do, is like start planting seeds towards a goal. Get started. He is a card of progress, but he's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving. So the Knight of Pentacles says it's time to like make your move, right? With the Hermit, you have the Eight of Pentacles here. Yes, I mean, Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. Eight of Pentacles is a good card. It is like getting results. So I do feel that there are results coming in. The other thing I love about this for you, Scorpio, is you've been getting these cards with me for a while that say there are results coming for work that you've already done. Like, this has come up for you before, I'm pretty sure. So, I think if you've done work or been doing the work or putting in the work into things to get a result, in work or business or health or, whatever area of your life you want, doesn't matter. I feel that a lot of you are going to be getting results, which is great with the Eight of Pentacles. I also just, like I said, there seems to be some sort of financial there's something about your money here. This could be something that seems small but is actually very significant. So, it's like, maybe you're doing something to be more responsible with your finances, or, you could be like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like some of you could be like canceling subscriptions this month, not even just this week. I think you could be doing this entire month. And, I don't know, I think there could be a big, payoff for doing that, right? With the Ten of Wands, yes, you have the Three of Pentacles. You need to ask for help, Scorpio. The whole entire reading basically says that. So, Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. Three of Pentacles is also putting in, creating something of quality that people can appreciate. I do feel that with the Hermit. It's like you have things, the Hermit, he has that inner light that people would appreciate. But again, he has to be brave enough to come down from the mountain, and he has to be brave enough to be willing to be an inspiration. That's really what I feel for you. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Cups again. So having the Nine of Cups twice here definitely could be like a wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you. You could be getting something you wish for. I would make a wish with both of those cards. They're both really good for being in alignment. Again, it's like sometimes I think people don't realize like the benefits that doing something like saving money have, right? Or canceling subscriptions. It's like when you do something like that, you are telling the universe, you're sending a signal to the universe, like, I am the type of person who is responsible with money. So what do you think is going to happen? The universe is going to attract more money to you. Again, I always tell people that, like, if you're trying to improve your finances, it's like you have to do those things, like be responsible with money, cancel subscriptions you don't need, and all that other stuff, because you're sending these signals to the universe, like, I am responsible with money, right? And then the universe can bring you more. So that there's something about that here where it's like, not because Nine of Cups is about being an energetic match to something, but it's like to get the wish, you have to be the match first, right? And so, and by the way, Saturn retrograding into Pisces on the 1st, with Saturn, we have to be responsible. So, there's a lot of stuff about like responsibility here as well. You have this synchronicity card and this barrier card coming up in the area of the good stuff. So a lot of you could clearly be conquering some sort of barrier, which would be great, or overcoming a barrier. I would pay attention to synchronicities and signs as well. Neptune will also be retrograding into Pisces in the near future. And even Neptune retrograde in Pisces can be very intuitive. But it could be like, Neptune could be anything, really. I mean, but it could bring up like signs, symbols, synchronicities, things like that we should pay attention to. You show up here. Whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So you're showing up in a strong position as yourself here. There's really not much to say about it. I do think some of you clearly have a Virgo that could be spying. Or you're spying on a Virgo. Like I said, I promised Virgo that I would call you out this week because I did it to I've been calling them out for a couple of weeks, and a bunch of people asked. So there you go. But again, if you're interested in Virgo, I would go for it, and vice versa. For the Virgos that are going to check this Scorpio reading, here you go. You could also make a move, Virgo. And yes, I am speaking to that Virgo, not you, Scorpio, but Scorpio. On top of that, it is an amazing time for Scorpio to embrace their superpowers, right? I think one of your superpowers that you should be taking advantage of the most is being a detective, really digging into things that you're interested in, really kind of like exploring topics and things like that, because there will just be a lot of benefits in doing it with the Page of Swords. So, there you go. I think it'll be good for you. I think it'll lead to a lot more successes and things like that. You have the King of Cups. King of Cups, you could be attracting a King of Cups type person as well. It could be a water sign. It could be like a water sign with Virgo with water in their chart, something like that. But the King of Cups in the good stuff is also about diving deep. The whole point of the card is that he has very deep emotions that he is exploring on a deep level. And, he needs to explore his emotions on a deep level. But again, I kind of feel for you, you should be exploring things deeply in general. Any ideas, plans, goals, wishes, dreams, things that interest you. You're not, I think for Scorpio, I think this is true for everyone because we're in a time where I think we all have to be detectives, but it's extra true for you. Fully making full commitments to things that you're interested in is where success will come from. With the Death card, you have the Two of Wands. Yes, I would stretch. The thing about the Two of Wands is, he has that wand behind him. Sometimes I feel with the Two of Wands, he might be kind of holding on to that wand behind him, and he's kind of reaching forward to that. He might be in between this right here, what's going on the card, even though on the card he has a whole world in his hands. It's coming up in the good stuff, but I do feel the card itself is encouraging you to stretch a little bit. I think it's encouraging you to release things that no longer serve you, like this wand in the past, right? And so I would be thinking about all that in your life here, Scorpio. I think it'd just be very beneficial. With the Page of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, just being willing to explore. The Page of Wands is really, I think right now, I would say over the past 2 or 3 months, I've been getting this message with the Page of Wands that has really been saying to me, to all of you, that we need to practice non-attachment right now. Again, I read cards differently than most people. I read intuitively anyway, so I don't even need the cards. I just use them because I like them. That's it. But really, the Page of Wands lately has been really pushing that, practicing non-attachment to outcome. If you enter into something and you think to yourself, this needs to go this way. I need to start this business and make $1 million, or I need to date this person and marry them. It's not going to work. I think the people that are going to have a lot of success right now are going to be the people that do things for fun and joy, that just say, I'm just going to see how this goes. I'm just going to let this work until it doesn't, I really feel like having that attitude towards things is going to be the thing that actually, strangely enough, makes things work. Again, trust me, for many years of my life, I tried to make things work. Nothing worked in my life when I was, trying to make things work. Even this channel, this might sound bad, but, I didn't try when I started this channel to make it successful. It was just like a hobby. I needed something to do. I was doing nothing with my life at the time, right? I never thought in a billion freaking years that I would have almost 1 million subscribers. Still blows my freaking mind that I have been able to grow this much, right? I don't even know how it's possible. I don't even think it's real sometimes. And so, but I'm convinced it's because I didn't try to do it. It's of course I put effort into the channel. I think that should be obvious, but it's I didn't really try, and I think that's the big difference with the Page of Wands. It's saying, just do something for the fun of it, With the King of Cups, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, you could be attracting someone older than you, someone who's very mature, very successful. So if you're looking for love, that looks pretty good. You have this bag card that says something important, such as a new job or a raise. Yes, something important with money here, and I would be looking for how you can make those improvements. You have this barrel that says you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Whatever it is, I would fill in that gap, right? I would do whatever you can to manifest or create or get whatever it is you feel like you're lacking. You have this ladder. It says climbing towards success. Yes, I think the whole entire reading says that you are climbing towards success. You have this grapes card. It says time to go out and have fun. Yes, 3 cups. Everybody has been getting these messages of needing to like socialize more, needing to get out of the house, stuff like that. So yeah. And finally, you have this ant card. It says work, achievement, success. The whole entire reading says work, achievement, success. So that looks very good. But this looks really good, Scorpio. I like this. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.